What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes, and welcome to another episode of my Path to Power. We're on to episode number 69 here, and I know there was discussion of whether, do this, do that, but I wanted to make sure to bring you guys a daily upload more than anything else in this world. So I'm going to be doing a live stream today as well, so you'll have to stay tuned to my Twitter for when that's going to start. Odds are it'll start somewhere around 1 o'clock Eastern time, which if that's British summertime, that's maybe 5 o'clock or so, something like that, 5 or 6. So be sure to stay tuned for my Twitter, which will be in an annotation on the screen somewhere in the top. Maybe I'll make it a funky, nice little color. But we're selling some players on. We're doing a little switcheroo on the side. If you guys remember, we won the silver tournament, and I didn't really realize until afterwards that you got 8,000 coins for winning it again. So maybe would have thought about keeping hold of my silver team. But to be honest, I didn't really like that team. So I was glad to get rid of them and move on to the next challenge, the next tournament. And really, we're kind of in this lull, in this dead period, waiting for whatever the new tournament's going to be. But we go out, we pick up the 90-rated Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I believe this is his second in form. There's an 89 as well. But that literally brings us down to about 2,000 coins, which is a lot. Which is not a lot of coins, but we've obviously got players still to sell on, which is excellent. A lot of our informs are still to sell on. We pick up a 352 for 300 coins, which is absolutely awesome. Play it on big Zlatan, and now he's in the right formation. Little tip here for you guys, with expensive cards, and especially expensive informs, it's better to look for all of them than to limit yourself to just the formation that you're looking for. We go pick up Pato to partner with Ibrahimovic. There were thoughts about El Shaarawy, and I still might get El Shaarawy just because I haven't really used him that much in this game and kind of want to give him a go. But we're only at 17,000 coins. We're going to need more like 70 to get him. Just to fill out the squad so I could play some games, I picked up David Luiz to play that left center back spot, and then I think we already picked up Juan Mata to play the left mid spot. And Petr Cech, in my opinion, is the best default BPL goalkeeper above Joe Hart, who is second pick in my mind. I don't rate Pepe Reina at all on this game. I think he's terrible. Whenever I've had him in the past, he's just been awful for me. So that's where we are. Now we're doing a little bit of club maintenance here. Had to pay a little bit more for a morale card than we usually do, but it was late at night when I was doing this, and I was slightly under the influence. So frankly, I wasn't really caring about coins, and I just wanted to get into some matches and play with Big Zlatan and see how that went. I about discarded the manager, but never discard your managers out of contract. Just throw them back in your club because they do give you boosts in terms of team talks, fitness, contracts, all things that are good. But we come up against this guy, and he was a subscriber. He let me know after the game, but he's got a nice little Brazil 4-1-2-1-2 side. I'm not sure why Ramirez isn't in a 4-1-2-1-2, as the rest of his players are, and usually players that do that are quite diligent. But it's slalom time, and it's Big Zlatan. You just can't stop him. Breaks free behind his two defenders, slots in nicely. Never gonna miss that. What a way to open his campaign for us. Give me a little dirty talk on that. He's very good, guys, and he's one of the few informs that you can like. His pace increase is definitely noticeable. His finishing, I don't feel like has been improved really at all. So you're just paying for a little bit more pace, strength, maybe a little bit of ball control. But it varies with that. Alexander Pato is, of course, amazing. As many of you guys know, this is one of the most awkward goals I've ever scored. First, I fell on the hocus pocus to get inside. Then it takes a deflection and bounces off the post. But Zlatan, being the poacher that he is from time to time, is there to put it away in the 18th minute. And now we're counterattacking off of a big throw from Petr Cech here in the 45th minute. And now I know there's the discussion of, there's some sort of like scripting or something with 45th minute goals being scored all the time. My honest, look at this for a nice little goal though. Oh, and the chip's so cheeky right into the back of the net. But my opinion on that is the way it's set up. What I think EA could do to prevent that is, you know how the stoppage time pops up and says there's going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time or whatever it is. If they could have a running counter essentially of that, it doesn't make. Like, if they were to only do 1 minute of actual in-game time for the stoppage time, it wouldn't make it feel very realistic. Like, there was a good bit of stoppage time added on. If you guys kind of follow what I'm saying right there. So, obviously, because the 45th minute lasts for what could be, you know, if a normal half is 6 minutes long, and the 45th minute, you know, they make last 1.5 minutes long or something like that, or a full minute. That is essentially a very long portion of the half for just for it to look like it's just in the 45th minute. So you have a ton of time to score in the 45th minute, which is why I think I think that there are more goals scored in the 45th minute. Obviously, there are a lot of chances that come up that are a little shady. But if you guys wanted to rewind it back now that I'm done with that little spiel there, he goes for a slide tackle on Zlatan right there. Why? You have two defenders back. Why would you ever be slide tackling? You have Thiago Silva at that. Get Thiago Silva, turn him around and run him straight back to the 18-yard box and post up there and make sure I can't do anything. If you guys watch how I defend, I always take angles straight back at the goal. The last thing that I want is for somebody to be able to... Yeah, you see, the reason we didn't play that guy on the screen right there is because it's flashing between 2 and 3 bars. I just don't mess with that. It's no good. I hate playing on lag. I'm sure you guys hate playing on lag as well. And so if I can find a 3-bar connection, which I do more often than not, that's what I'm going to do. But that's the only goal of this match right here is Zlatan header in the 25th minute. I had chances. And I got to say, it's the curse. It's a 5-star killer curse for me because when I get them, I go for the extravagant. I try to score really strong skill goals rather than knocking it around, passing, taking smart options, which is generally what I consider to be my style here. But we're breaking free, and look at this for a little chip from Mikel Arteta. Real nice and easy over his onrushing goalkeeper there in the 30th minute, and I do a bit of an obnoxious celebration. This is one of my most hated ones, the "Can you hear me now" to the dead fish, or the salmon, I guess is what some people refer to it as. But it's always been the dead fish to me ever since they introduced it back in a previous FIFA. What was I ranting about before? I cannot remember, but I will be live streaming today. I know I mentioned that earlier, so you'll have to make sure to stay tuned for that. This is a lovely little goal from Alexander Pato off of a little bit of a skill dribble, and triple tap cross to Ibrahimovic. That's not actually the goal that I was thinking about. If you guys are wondering how to do the slalom from the first goal that I scored with Ibra or the skill dribble right there, I've done a tutorial on it the previous weekend, so that'll be linked in the description below. You guys can check that out. Also, be sure to check out Deck Decider. It's a new series that I'm doing. The next episode of that will be out on Saturday. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. I got dealt an interesting hand, but it worked out pretty well. It was a pretty cool team. So you guys will have to see how that works out. But that was another subscriber as well, and he said good game. And to be honest, he was a pretty strong player. He dominated probably the first part of the game until I started to get the goals, and then I kind of took over. But now we're on into the final of the Advanced Cup, looking to pick up one more bit of silverware and winning headers on the daily. Arteta, Pato, back to Arteta, and this is just a funny goal, how this whole sequence ensues. But it drops to Ibra inside the box, and he's never going to miss a little finesse shot like that. Tucks it in the 14th minute. Do a little bird walk. Ah! That sound probably should never, ever come out of my mouth again. But just for old time's sake. Ah! But this is Pato breaking free. I was pretty upset that he tried to get an offside, try to go for the offside trap. So we're going to just cross it in, take the easy goal right off of Ibra's head. One of the offside trap is one of those things that, like, if it gets pulled against you, you're like, you son of a, but if you pull it, you're like, haha, you're terrible. But this is the goal I'm talking about. Pato with the skill dribble slips on by him. Or this is not the goal I'm talking about. It might have already happened now that I'm thinking about it, but I end up getting a penalty here I'm not quite sure what minute that was in actually, but Ibra is incredible at penalties, and when you have an incredibly high penalty kick taker, I'll try to narrate this live here. Get it in the middle, 1,000, 1,000, and that's holding the direction you want to go. And because I had the power up at about 3 bars, counted out a 1,000, 1,000, which is just a counting system. He dove the right way, and he still could not stop it, which is excellent, what we're looking for. He picks one up in the 45th right there. Bit of a mistake. I thought I'd stolen it. It bounced back to him. A little unlucky. But that's 3-1 going into halftime, and I was pretty comfortable in this game for the majority. Now we're on into the 69th minute, and that's where this move starts. Pato doing some fine work, gets there. A little bit of a Rabona fake, roulettes 2 of his defenders, and slots it in nicely. Lovely little goal from the Brazilian right there in the 70th minute to seal the deal and give us another trophy. Anyways, guys, this episode is coming to a close. If you did enjoy this episode, leaving a rating really does help me out. It lets me know what's going on, and we're 69 episodes deep of this, which is cool. We're definitely think we'll be able to make it to at least 100, but we got to figure out what the power marker is. Anyways, guys, my name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.